And I've seen a lot of cops, I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. For your money, whatever else bring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Guitar Players Planet.
Down by the water, maybe I'm a son, maybe I'm a daughter when the music man calls. That's when I gotta play. For the things I never had, I'm burning with hate, with love. Spin around. 'Cause as a boy I had a dream. Carry it with me today. Yes, I do.
Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of new. Oh, na 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 na. Seems to me that I have lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghostly embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to land of blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this blues. But I'm afraid, what might be true, that I might never be back again. Seems to me that I've lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. Before it's too late.
Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. Not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be ya, I wanna see ya. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to tell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. Yeah. Cat learns to ring a bell. Rat gets free from the maze. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn to wait. I wanna see you, I wanna be you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. Yeah, you're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Yeah. I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late, late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're going black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, add a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue.
Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the sound holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of the new. Oh, na 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 na. I've lost my friend. Got the sunset on the highway again. on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. You're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghostly embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back for lands of blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this blues. But I'm afraid, what might be true, that I might never be back Seems to me that I have lost my way. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. Before it's too late. What have I done? Ooh, what have you seen? Early at night, got in the fight, the candlelight, looking through the screen. Now what have
And all right, there we go. Hold on a second. And there we go. How's it going, everybody? We are here tonight with a unexpected person hanging out with us tonight. We got the big man, Ernie Jacobs from Buffalo, hanging out, and I think you're still on mute.
Yep, I should be off mute.
Yep, you're
Can
good
you hear
now.
me?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. How's it going, Ernie? Welcome to your second entrance into the AstroWorld universe.
Thanks. It's great to be here,
Yeah.
especially considering the events of the last week. You know, it's a lot nicer today in Buffalo than it was a week ago. So I'm fortunate. My family's fortunate. We live just south of the city, so we were spared the worst of it. But 10 miles north of where I live was pretty bad. So
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to Pete a lot, and I know you just had some brunch with him this week, I think, and maybe last week, was it?
no, it was this week. It was
this week?
Wednesday.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, man, you guys have like known each other for like 2 years. You live like really close to each other considerably, and you never got together. That's incredible.
Yeah, like I said, I think last time I was here, we've been meeting to get coffee for the last couple of years, and you know how it is, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
in fact, we were supposed to go Monday, and you know, everywhere was closed. There's still driving bans in a lot of the places we wanted to meet. So, actually, he lives far enough north and east of the city that he wasn't too severely impacted either. But we wanted to kind of meet kind of somewhere in the middle. So I'm south of the city, he's north. So
Yeah.
great
Well,
guy. It was a good time. We had lunch for 2 hours.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, when I was up in Canada, we hung out for a little bit, and we went to this waffle place for breakfast up somewhere near his house, and a lot of fun. Really great guy. Bunch of great guys up there, and you got to get up into Canada and hang out with you know, Ron and
Actually, I've met
Sean,
Scott.
Scott and
I,
yeah, Scott. Yep, I met Scott.
yep, he came to one of our outreach events that was clouded out, but he drove down anyways, and we hung out. With like the 60 people that showed up to look through telescopes when it was just wall to wall clouds, but we still had a good time.
Yeah, he's in the chat saying what's up.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. All right, so we got to do the sponsor thing. So let's do the sponsors and get the sponsors out of the way. Not out of the way, but we got to say thank you to everybody because it's been an amazing year. We hit another milestone today. We'll talk about in a little bit. But let's go over the sponsors real quick. Of course, we got to take care of the people that take care of us. So here we go. Woodland Hills Cameron Telescopes, super main sequence level sponsor. So thank you so much to them for all of the cashola that they've given out for us. So over the past year, they have been unbelievable. Thank you to them. It's been an incredible year for the giveaways, for the members, for everything. It's been great. So thank you to them. Prima Luce Camera Concepts and Optolong. Again, for those of you that are new to the channel that don't know, we gave away an Eagle 4 Pro this year. We gave away 2 sets of SHO 3nm filters, hundreds of dollars from Camera Concepts, hundreds of dollars from Woodland Hills. Optolong also gave us LRGB sets, 2 of them, planetary sets, L Extremes, L Enhance. I don't even know. It's crazy. So thank you to them as well. And of course, IP for AP and Masters of Pixinsight. We're giving away another class tonight. Their next class, I believe, is the detail one. The dialing in the detail, if I remember right. I think that's the next one. Okay. That's going to be awesome. They've upgraded it it's called Dialing Up the Detail 2023, and I'm sure they're going to go over BlurX from Russell Croman. I'm sure they're going to go over that. So definitely, if you don't win tonight, go buy it. $35. You can't beat it. 2 hours with some of the best in the business. So go check them out. IP for AP, another great tool for you to go and check out. They not only do they don't only give you tips on Pixinsight, but for those of you that are Photoshop users out there, go and check them out. That's where they cut their teeth, and they have a ton of stuff out for Photoshop as well. Of course, we got to say thank you to our member sponsors as well. Quasar members, Black Hole members. Why does that say title there? Why does that say title? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Red Giant members, I guess it doesn't say it there because it's a black screen. There you go. So, and main sequence members as well. And for those of you that haven't gotten your shirt that have joined, I got them. I'm just been too lazy because of the holiday. I haven't mailed them out yet. Don't yell at me, please. And they'll be out very soon. So, Protostar members as well. That's been growing quite a bit. I remember we had 2, and now we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So thank you to everybody there. January 4th, our first show with a guest of the year. January 4th, Don Goldman from Astrodon is going to be on, hanging out with us, talking about what's next with his filters, how to take care of your filters, and what's next for Astrodon as a company. It's going to be a lot of fun talking to him. Really great guy. January 11th, we got Carlos Aragon from RFT Stars. I know Eric keeps on talking about this, and for rightfully so. This company is awesome. If you want to know about it, go to rftstars.com. Thank you, Gideon, for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gideon.
What RFT Stars does, and if you want to see it a little bit more descriptive, what I'm telling you, go to rftstars.com. They use astronomy as a tool to help children with like ADHD, anxiety, a whole bunch of other things that kids are dealing with today. And they do it in a really interesting way. If you want to know more about it,
They do.
yeah, go check it out at RFT Stars. I know Eric knows a lot more about it than I do, and I'm sure he'll step on that when we're done with the rest of this. But Craig Starks coming again for number 3. Craig Starks version 3 from Utah Desert Remote Observatories coming on January 25th. Again, I'm trying to keep the guests on the Wednesday nights, so that's what it's going to be. And after that, nope, did that already. And yeah, come hang out with us on Discord. We've got 105 members on Discord, Twitter, Twitch. I mean, I do a de-benedetto things, but I'd probably get kicked off the screen. Nobody knows what that is anyway. But unless you're from New York, you know what that is. but we're on everything. Please come check us out. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out. Appreciate it. And that being said, we're going to go back to our panel. And there we go.
All right.
I got the names right and everything. So, Eric, tell us a little bit about this RFT Stars, because I'm sure I botched it.
No, you're doing pretty well. It's fine. But before we do that, before I talk about RFT Stars, do us a big favor. If you're new to the show, if you're just joining us, we really appreciate you joining us here on our last show of the year. But do us a huge favor. YouTube, if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Give us, that big thumbs up, and consider subscribing. Ring the bell, so you can get alerted to all of the intro and content and new things that are going to be coming out across YouTube. If you're on Facebook, definitely share to public. Share with all of your friends who are in the who are in astronomy and astrophotography that may not be aware of AstroWorld TV. Share the show. It really helps us out. It really, I think it even not only benefits us, it benefits the whole astronomy community and astrophotography community. So please give us a big thumbs up, and don't forget to share the show. But when it comes to RFT Stars or Reach for the Stars, they are one of the top 501(c)(3)s that marked in Arizona that deal with assisting children with different types of mental health issues. It could be, with everything that's going on, through cyberbullying, bullying in general, ADHD, just trying to be a kid, a lot different from what, how I grew up, and Dan and others, how we grew up. They're dealing with a lot more right now. But what they do is they use astronomy as a way to reach out to these children, to let them know that they are important, they are valued, and to also give them an opportunity to see certain things and to be a part of things that they may have not even thought about in their own, in their communities. I mean, looking up at the stars and having the opportunity to do different types of programs, such as building your own telescope or being part of an outreach. Now, not only do they help these children out, they also help other families, their families, and other families in the community through food drives and assistance. And it's really, really special on what what Carlos and his wife do there. And I really can't wait to have them on January 11th, so they can, share their story. So Carlos can share his story, and they're both military veterans. They're both Air Force veterans, and I really appreciate what they've been doing to help these kids out in their community.
Yeah, It's awesome. It's a really worthwhile organization, and it really hits home when you're able to use what all of us love to do and do by ourselves or hang out and do outreach. And when you're doing outreach to help, you know, children's mental capacities and what they seem to be lacking now, that back in the 80s, you took out your big wheel and you hit a curb and you scratched up your finger and broke an ankle and you walked away, and that was it. But now there's a lot more different challenges that are out there for children, and they do it in a really, really good way that we could all enjoy. So
absolutely. So, but yeah, this is it. The end of 2022, man. I mean, you and I have been from this now. It's going on 3 years. We'll be starting up our third year, and it's absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see what 2023 brings us. As far as astronomy and astrophotography and all of the new stuff that's coming out, as well as what is going on within AstroWorld, in AstroWorld TV. It's going to be a lot of really cool things, and it's going to be a really special start of a new year for us. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, and you know what? I went to the store yesterday, right? Just, I worked there on Thursdays, and I went to the store yesterday. I said, you know what? Screw it. They came in. I'm taking one. So I took it. Now, I took it with a reason.
Okay, what is the reason?
I'm going to do a mini versus plus video. And one of the main things I'm concerned about, because I've been hearing rumors on cloudy nights and other things, other forums, that supposedly the Wi-Fi in this is better than the Wi-Fi in the Plus. Supposedly, I don't know if that's true or not.
Supposedly,
but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna boot it up. I'm gonna heat map this. I'm gonna boot up the Plus. I'm gonna heat map that. I'm gonna do it at 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, and 30 feet, and see what beats what, because I want to see, because this has been the bane of the ASI existence, is the Wi-Fi. If you're not hardwired.
If you're not hardwired, which I am, so I don't have this problem, but if you are working, if you're taking this out into a dark, to a dark sky site, you're doing it at a remote site, or if you just don't have the availability to run that, Ethernet cable to your router or anything like that, and you have to use, even at home, you're using the Wi-Fi, it's been a challenge. And I mean, you hear about people changing out the antennas or doing other things, to try to improve the performance as far as the wireless performance on the ASI Air. So yeah, I've heard it as well, within forums, that the Mini has been better, when it comes to Wi-Fi versus, the ASI Air Plus and the Pro. And so I'd be curious. I personally haven't done this yet, but I'll look forward to your video here, man.
I'm just gonna do it with a cell phone. I'm not gonna connect it to an external, not my house, nothing like that. I'm not gonna do anything like that. However, I will tell you this, and I did bring this up on the show, I think, last night. I had a problem with the ASI Air Plus the other day. Didn't have this problem for weeks. Then all of a sudden, it wouldn't hook up to my outside access point. It wouldn't. It would get a global IP, but wouldn't grab a local, and so I couldn't hook into it. And so I actually had to get my Eero. I had to bring it outside and put it right next to the thing, and it was fine. But I mean, it was just weird that I have an outdoor access point. I think I measured it. I think it's 45 feet from the outside access point, which is wired to my pier.
Yeah,
and it worked for months, and all of a sudden it stopped.
Wow. Well, yeah, I'll be curious to hear how things come out, with this test here.
Yeah, I also want to check. So I'm going to do like boot up times and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff, because the software is not going to, software is not going to be any different. At least I'm not expecting it to be different. The only thing that I expect to be different is the throughputs on the USB, because you don't have 3.0 on there.
Yeah.
Other than that, power,
But
power is going to be different.
you know what? And if you're doing this strictly, and what the ASI, what the Mini is really intended for, is for you when you're going out to those dark sky sites and you're doing deep sky imaging. So when you're doing deep sky, you don't necessarily need 3.0, because the 3.0, unless you're doing the USB 3.0, it's really necessary for deep sky imaging. You can go ahead and use 2.0.
Oh yeah, it's only acquisition. It's not a big deal. But let's call
now, if you're doing fucking planetary, then it's different.
Let's call it how it is, really. And I love ZWO. Let me preface this with that before I start. Everyone's going to say I'm bashing ZWO. I'm not. I am not. I have 4 or 5 of their cameras. I got the Plus. I had the original white box. I had the Pro. I mean, so I'm not blowing away. But let's call the Mini what it is. The Mini, what it is a saving grace, because they couldn't find. They couldn't find the Raspberry Pi boards, so they went to something that they could get in order to keep. And they did a huge marketing, and they did it right, and they did it good, and it works, and everything is fine. But you know what? Let's call it what it is. It was like a saving grace, because you couldn't get the Raspberry Pi boards anymore. But you know what? As long as it works the same, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But anyway, Ernie, Ernie's here. Ernie's been sitting here chilling out and hanging out. How you been, brother? What's going on?
Well, I pulled the trigger.
I
got the 2600.
You little
nice.
Color. I know you don't need any more time for mono, but I think just with the infrequency of clear nights, the fact that I set up and tear down every night, I think the color is more conducive to my situation at this point.
There you go.
Mono's definitely better, but I pulled the trigger, and hopefully I'm gonna get a filter holder. So I got with an extra door. And I've got to get a new light pollution filter. So I'm thinking of D3.
Okay. That's D3. Yeah.
I have the D1 clip-in for my DSLR, and I want to keep that for doing Milky Way and whatnot. But yeah, I want to go for the D3.
You know what? If you want, Ernie, if you want, I do have one.
A D3?
I do. The IDAS D3.
Okay, awesome.
If you want to, check it out, try before you buy.
Okay.
I'll be happy to send that up to you for you to try it, because I'm not going to be using it for a little bit. So
awesome.
Because I'm ready to go into narrowband again. So once I get my damn filter, and Pete, maybe you could help me out with this, because supposedly QHY has had my filter wheel since December 5th. And December 5th. And I've sent Mike numerous emails with nothing, no response.
Yeah, I'm sure that Mike has probably taken the week off. So
I guess I'll wait until Tuesday. Yeah. I'm dying to get it back, because you know what? Hopefully I'll get it back by the time I wait for my 15th precise parts adapter for my AP scope. And that's that'll be the last piece. So let's see.
So I'm hoping I'll have to figure out how to work an Astro camera now instead of the DSLR, and probably hook it up with the Sharp Cap and do the Sharp Cap analysis and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You'll enjoy it though. Trust me. Going from DSLR to a dedicated Astro cam, it was absolutely amazing. Even for, you know, when I went from that Canon T3 to even to the 183, you know, it was amazing. So you're going to have a lot of fun with even, you know, with the 2600. It's going to be it's a great camera. It really is.
Yeah, it really
is.
Just remains to be seen when I get a clear night.
Oh yeah, the M106 that I took up at Cherry Springs was done with the 2600 MC with the Red Cat, and it was awesome. You're gonna love it.
But I want to make a real quick shout out to Mike G. Thank you so much for the $20. Really appreciate that. As well as to Gideon. So really appreciate that. So thank you. Yeah, Mike. He just sent over $20.
There you go. Thanks, Mike.
So really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, I think Beatrice just said she just got she just bought the 2600 as well. So congratulations to her too. It's great.
I'm looking for information on the board on the ASI Mini. I know I saw it somewhere. Somebody had a question on what board they're using now for the Mini.
On the Mini?
Yeah. I saw it somewhere. I just can't remember where I saw it.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I was telling. So yeah, for me, I got everything. I think I'm ready now. That I gotta wait for the clouds to clear, but bring it over here now. Got it set back up here. So I've got the Medio.
Yep.
Here up front. So I'm looking forward to getting this set up. And I went ahead and I got the ZWO off-axis guider, the OAG-L, the one with the 12.
Yep.
The 12 millimeter prism.
Yep.
So we're gonna see how well this does, because I have, I've been going back and forth between that smaller OAG and my 30 millimeter here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, and bouncing back and forth. And I really want to move away from the mini scope and go to the OAG and strictly go OAG. And
Gideon said he's still waiting for that damn video.
Yeah. I know.
You've been talking about that video since you got that scope, and I don't want to hear anything about that spacer that you were supposed to take out. I don't want to hear anything about that.
Oh, yeah.
That was like 3 months of a debacle there.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
that was funny, man.
Video in the box. Where's the video in the box?
What's in the box?
But it's been great. I mean, I absolutely love this guy. So now, I've got the
and this is round 2, right?
On here.
This is the FLT91 part 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the FLT91. Yeah. So
gotta hate when you sell things and you rebuy them.
I know. But
we've all done it.
When you those things, but
we've all done it.
Yeah,
we've all done it.
Gideon wants a dedicated video of the spacer.
Yeah. A dedicated video for the spacer. Yeah, because even in here is the reducer.
Yep.
The reducer, the flat 6A, the Mark III one though.
Nice.
So it's just now to get this guy out here, and I was sharing this with you, and I've been bouncing back and forth here on should I get it or shouldn't I?
I don't want to see it. Just get it.
Yeah. So.
And I'll make you bigger.
I'm really deciding on to go ahead and get it, so I can start preparing to move to Nina.
Dude, just get it.
And it's not that bad. I mean, it's only $250. So yeah.
It's only for acquisition. You're not going crazy. you're not gonna run dew heaters. You're not gonna do all that kind of stuff on it. But for acquisition, sure.
Yeah, because I've got the I still got I've got my Pegasus my pocket power box, so to run the dew heaters and stuff like that, and I've got the Medio here. So
what is Gray Expert, and who's ripping off
Gradient X is what it is. It's another Russell Crowe.
No, I don't. I think this is something else. This is not the Russell Crowe thing. This is spelt differently.
I saw on Facebook YouTube channel View into Space did a video, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know anything. I don't know any details.
Yeah. So Gray Expert, I'm looking it up now as we're talking. So I'm not making believe I know what I'm talking about here. I'm just saying I'm just looking up because I've never heard of it. It looks like it's like exactly what it says, a gradient exterminator, pretty much. But who made this? Because I don't like the fact that they use X. I really don't. I don't like it. I think they're trying to rip off Russell Crowe.
Yep. Believe me, it's worth getting Gradient X. Trust me, get it.
If you have Photoshop.
Yeah, if you have to have Photoshop for gradient
exterminator. You have Photoshop, because regardless if you do APP and regardless if you do Pixinsight, you're always going to touch up in Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm too lazy. I don't even bother. I'm not that good. I don't need to touch up. Oh, it's freeware from Europe. That's what it is. Okay, so same YouTube. Okay, view into space. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I know. I haven't. This is the first I'm hearing of it on this channel. To be honest with you, I've been dealing. Jen's had COVID, and we've been dealing with So I am way out of the loop as far as I mean, we could have gone to another war, and I wouldn't know about it. No, it's just so. I apologize about that, but that's something if it's free, I'll look into it. Sure, why not?
Hey, do any of you guys for our weather apps use do any of you guys use the College of DuPage weather app?
No.
For radar?
Nope.
You never heard
I
of it?
use the NOAA for radar.
Okay.
I definitely use that. If you do NOAA radar and you just go on the radar right there, you can do that. Or I also use Windy, which is pretty cool.
Windy?
Yeah, Windy's pretty cool. And the reason why I like Windy, there's 5 different models of clouds on there, and it gets updated all at different times. So if you want something what's that?
How quickly is it updated?
It's updated every day. Within one does every hour, one does every 6 hours, one does every 8 hours. So it's always refreshing under one model or another.
Okay.
So and what were the one? Yeah, Astrospheric's good too.
Yeah, Astrospheric's. Yeah,
I have
that's one.
That's what I use on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I use that's what I have on my phone. I think for me, I go through at least 3, maybe 4 different weather apps.
Let's see. So
just to plan for a night. So I'm doing clear dark sky. I'm doing Astrosphere. I'm doing clear outside. But I also do and I also do this one COD. And I'll show it to you if you got it's from a local community college here in Illinois. It's DuPage County, and if you just simply you can go to weather.cod.edu, and it's basically their satellite and radar, and you can actually go pretty granular.
Oh, look at that atmospheric river. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Man.
And it's and so it's just for North America, but it gives you some really good information as far as, and you can break it up either into sectors, different types of regions and local sectors. And of course here, and I'll go here into my area, and it just helps me out quite a bit and gives me a lot of good information on that cloud cover, and I can just play, and and this is usually by,
That's pretty cool.
like a 2-hour window.
That's pretty cool.
It helps me prepare. So it's pretty cool. If anybody's ever interested, like I say, I use, I don't know, like I said, like 3 to 4 different weather apps to start planning, to make sure, part of my planning, to make sure it's going to be, that day, even though you get the, I'll get the early forecast and everything.
Yep.
I use that closer towards the end, my actual imaging session, so I can know, all right, nothing's gonna really hop out at me. But now I've got this, got the Uranus Meteo, that's gonna really give me some really good information, because that even tells you, the current cloud cover.
Yeah.
That device gives you really good information on the cloud cover, the current cloud cover, which is going to be really, really helpful, versus just having like the SQM,
Right.
just having the SQM meter.
And then I'll show you really quick what I kind of can use as well than what I was talking about. Let's see, display 2, and this is Windy. For those of you that don't know what Windy is, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, and I'll move this guy. You can move this little flag over to wherever you live, pretty much. And I'm over here somewhere. So basically, what you could do is you could really go wherever you want, and you could change. You got clouds, temperature, rain, thunder. You can do whatever you want here. And down
That's
here,
nice.
Yeah, down here are the different models. You got 5 different models of weather down here. And if you want to know what the early, like this is a I don't know what these mean. I'm sure there's somebody out there that knows what these letters means. I don't. I think NAM is North American model and E is European. That's as far as I go. But HBRR, blah, 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 and this is only for the US. NAM is North America. Icon, I'm not really sure. I think that's the whole world. But if you want to know what they're all, Eric, you had a question on how often were they updated. You could just hit this little information button. It'll tell you when it was updated 4 hours ago.
Yep.
Okay. This one was updated 4 hours ago. This one was updated 1 hour, 1 minute ago. This one was updated, and so on and so forth. 2 hours. So it's all across the board, and they all keep on getting updated. You can do the same thing. You can hit play as well on here and watch those clouds move and all that kind of stuff. And as you get closer, you'll see more. And you can change this to whatever you want it to.
What's interesting is, Dan, go to the West Coast there.
That's a lot of rain, my friend.
No. This is what we're experiencing right now. This is the Pineapple Express coming in from Hawaii. But if you scroll up to the Gulf of Alaska, this is going to be the next one coming in.
Over here?
Next week, starting on Tuesday. So scroll up to the Gulf of Alaska, and you can see there's another big front coming in. Right there. That's going to be coming in next week. Look at that. That's going to be they say that one's going to be the cold one coming in. And eventually you guys will get it next Wednesday and Thursday. So it's coming your way.
Oh, great. Loving every minute of
Thanks,
that.
Pete.
That's good. They say on Saturday, we're expecting to get 5 inches of rain here in Placerville. Then Sunday we get a break. Then this one's supposed to come in on Tuesday, and they say it's going to be another 5 inches of rain. So at least now they won't be able to find all these bodies that are going to be down in Lake Mead, right? Because the lake's going to be filling up again.
Nice. Oh, man. We got some chats. This is Dan. Dan uses Windy. Dan likes Windy. Do you like Dan? Use Windy. I use what works for me. And as far, New York, I mean, for those of you that live in New York, you know what I'm talking about. And, Eric, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Weather is just horrible. It's the bane of our existence is weather. You sit there and God forbid you set up, Ernie, you set up every night. And, God forbid you set up every night. You set up, it's been beautiful all day. It's been great.
Mhm.
And it's great. And it's 7 o'clock. The sun's going down, not a cloud in the sky. Astronomical twilight comes along. Here it comes. Clouds roll in. And there you go. And
That's
then
how
you're
it
done.
is.
After you set up and do everything, you polar align, you do what you got to do. And you said, you know what? Wait, I'm going to wait now. It'll pass. It'll pass because you know what? Windy said, or Astrophysics said, or Clear Outside said, it's going to be clear tonight. So this is probably just going to pass. 1 hour goes by. 2 hours goes by. Your third glass of wine goes by. And at that point, you're like considering, well, did I have too much to drink to bring all this equipment back in, or do I just leave it outside and cover it? But it's really, really a horrible thing.
Like Scott said, we live between two inland seas, so our weather changes quickly, and it's mostly cloudy. And I can't tell you how many beautiful blue sunny days turn into cloudy nights here in Buffalo. It's a great place to live and raise a family, a horrible place to be an amateur astronomer.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely like it's either feast or famine. It's either feast or famine. And you know what? I would like on Long Island. I had 4 nice clear nights in a row. I was able to get. I still got to do some work on the picture. I'm still not happy with the stars, so I'm waiting for 2 new 10 terabyte drives to come in because my NAS is full. So I need to upgrade some of my hard drives to get some more hard drive space. But I want to do the process with splitting of the channels instead of just doing a one-shot color and pop it all together. So we'll see if that will help some of the bloating that I'm seeing in the stars. I don't know. We'll see.
And some of the chromatic aberration too.
Yeah, what is that all about, man? I can't even count how many telescopes I've had. Decent telescopes, and and me and Josh are having the same exact thing. And it's odd, because I have not seen these reports coming out of the Red Cats of this apparent chromatic aberration coming around, saying, okay, well, you know what? I got rainbow stars, pretty much. Haven't seen it. You kiss them nice. Yeah, there you go. Don't get a solar scope. You guys,
And
worry
though
about-
that is one way to extend the hobby is to get a solar scope. And solar imaging is a thing. It's not something that I've ever really gotten into,
right?
but it is a thing. And my club, we have an award-winning solar astrophotographer and a couple of really, really talented guys in the club that do it. But just it's never really been something that's at least yet hasn't.
Yeah. No, yeah, Beatrice. Red Cats are really good. I'm not blasting Red Cats. Red Cats are really good. It's just that I'm seeing some things with mine that I've never seen before. So this is definitely a one-off, maybe a two-off if you count Josh. But I mean, it's just a weird kind of thing that I'm seeing when you start to do the pixel peeping like we do. You know what I mean? Should you really be pixel peeping at 250 millimeters of focal length and sampling at 1.9? I don't know if you should be doing that. But that being said, you kind of want things to just work. And I didn't have. I'll preface this by saying I didn't have these issues with the stars when I used the 2600 and the Red Cat. when I did M106. I had no problems with the stars from Cherry Springs. Different place too. So keep that in mind. Very odd.
So what are you using, the QHY?
No, for this I picked up a 183. A ZWO 183, which I've used on 2 different scopes now. Never had a problem. It's it could be a processing artifact. It really could be. So I'm gonna redo it again and see before I start making judgments. You know what I mean?
Does the 183 have the UV or the
The
IR cut?
cut? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think it does. It's
No,
literally,
it's-
I think it's the cheapest pooled camera that ZWO has in the arsenal. So I mean, it just happened to sample right with the
Yeah.
Red Cat, and so that's why I bought it, because of the sampling. And I didn't want to have to drizzle. I didn't want to have to get bloated stars and do star reduction. I didn't want to have to do any of that. So I forget what it samples at. I think it's like 1.6. So I mean, which is right in the green. So I mean, that's I'm not worried about it. But we'll see what I mean. The first round, and I've never done a project with this many subs. So I literally did 1,200 subs on this project, and WPP kept on crashing on me because it just wouldn't integrate correctly, because the amount of subs and the amount of rows that incurs, it just wouldn't go. And I actually had to do some research about buffer size, image integration, the whole thing. So I lowered the buffer size, and I went over this last week on the show. And if you do this before you start WBPP, if you go into image integration before you start WBPP and change the buffer size in image integration in the process, leave the process on the desktop, then run WBPP. WBPP's image integration will take the settings that you changed it to. However, you can't change the image integration buffer settings from WBPP from that, the lights section. You can't do it.
Beatrice was asking, how do you like the 183? Is the amp glow difficult to handle? I'm asking because the 183 would be great for my William Optics Zenithstar 61. I will say this: the 183 is great for that scope. I had the GT71 was my first one with the 183, and as long as you calibrate, as long as you have some good calibration frames, they'll calibrate out just fine. I mean, it's great. It's a great.
It's so funny, isn't it? So funny how things have changed. And guys, and Pete, chime in here. How many people are scared of amp glow these days? Why are they scared of amp glow? I don't understand. We've been dealing with amp glow for 30 years.
Because the 2600 and the newer cameras, the technology is out now that especially newer imagers who have not had to really experience. I mean, I'm talking new. I'm saying within the past year, have not really had to experience amp glow or don't need to experience amp glow necessarily, because you can buy the 2600 or the 533. It's just one of those things that's becoming a thing of the past. And really, it's just like any other camera. As long as you amp glow or no amp glow, as long as you have good calibration frames, because you're gonna have to have good flat no matter what camera you buy.
Yeah, but
right?
Agreed. But you don't have to be. There's nothing to be scared of.
It's absolutely nothing to be scared of. It's just
TikToks.
part of that chip. That chip and that technology, that particular chip. Just like with the 294 and the 1600, they had amp glow. They all do, and it's not a big deal.
No.
So yes, it's one of the things that don't even worry about it. Just do what you would always do. Make sure you have good flats, good calibration frames, good darks, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. There's AmGlow in many cameras. And yes, just like Eric said, the technology has changed. Technology has changed. AmGlow is sooner or later going to be a thing of the past, at least for CMOS chips. And, sooner or later, and me and Pete, roll over at night and sweat about this, about the final death of CCD, and it's just a thing where you got to move things aside to move ahead, I guess.
But CCD isn't really gonna go away yet, because you still got cameras like you got OTAs like the plane wave that these super high, these large focal length, focal length scopes that CMOS manufacturers, for some reason or another, they're not, and they're not manufacturing cameras with sensors.
Eric, behind me on my TelView is a Moravian camera. Moravian now has their C5 and the C4 series cameras that are now large size pixels, 9 to 13 microns. So they're in tune to these large size scopes to be able to get the image scale. But like as Dan was saying, camera manufacturers are learning as they make these cameras too, right? They buy chips. Once again, these camera manufacturers don't make the chips. They buy the chips. So what they do then is they make all the electronics around that chip. So once again, as they start to learn, and then they learn by their mistakes and they grow by their successes, they realize now that, hey, we had this issue with AmGlow. We had this issue with oil leaks. We got to get it taken care of. And now they've resolved those issues. So as Dan says, it's the learning process. You overcome those processes, and now you definitely streamline the manufacturing of these cameras. Case in point, who in their right mind would ever thought that there'd be a 533 chip, a square chip? Because I'm like you, Dan. Would I ever buy one? I don't know. I don't like square chips like you. But guess what? People swear by it. I don't know if it's just a personal preference, but that's what they've done, is they've made all these cameras based upon the choices that are available, and to provide such a wide spectrum of cameras based upon the different vocal lengths and what the customers want. And we are a consumer-driven market, aren't we? I mean, we're a very small market for what we do as a hobby. We're not going to be their bread and butter. But guess what? They know that there's still a market for people who are into this amateur astronomy market.
Yep. But is it really hip to be a square, Pete?
I know. Who was that? Huey Lewis, right?
Huey Lewis. There you go.
But the one big thing, but see, the one thing is that, to your point, Pete, is like with the Moravian, they are such large sensors, right? I mean, that you have to buy now. I don't know. It's going to take some time probably for like a ZWO or a QHY to start manufacturing filter wheels, and so to accommodate 50 millimeter diagonal chips, or the 67 millimeter that can cover these larger sensors. You don't see those right now.
You do, Eric. So, in other words, you can buy right now 50 millimeter square unmounted filters. You can buy 50 millimeter square unmounted filters, and you can actually buy 65 millimeter unmounted filters. So yes,
right. I get that.
Now with QHY makes their 4040 camera. That's a high-end camera. It's like a $35,000 camera, but that's a large pixel camera. So that's going to be used for somebody in the professional aspect, or a retired doctor or lawyer that has that capital that wants to go ahead and buy it. I have dealt with clients that have bought a CDK 600 observatory system from PlaneWave. They've got it down there in Arizona. And believe it or not, that's like $150,000 system. But he's just a retired guy that had his own business, decided that he wanted to just get into actually just doing amateur astronomy. So what he's using right now is he's using a 367 camera, which is a 5.94 micron camera, but he's bidding at 2x2. So now he's up to at least 12 megapixels, right? So for him, that's great, until he decides to say, okay, now I'm going to get a dedicated larger pixel size camera for my scope where I can just do 1x1 binning.
Yeah.
But there's nothing
Okay.
wrong with 2x2 binning. I mean, seriously, 1x1, 2x2 binning, I do that all the time. Basically 3x3, 4x4, that's dependent upon the scene conditions. And if you got to do 5x5 binning, don't even do it. Don't even go out at night, because that atmospheric jet stream is just causing all kinds of havoc. But you're right. The consumers, like the ZWOs, are looking more at saying, okay, the markets are going to be more for the wide field scopes, the rich field scopes, that 500 to 800 millimeter. That's going to be kind of the sweet spot for them. So that's where they're going to kind of focus between the 2.8 to say 5.94 micron size pixels. And they know that that's going to be a good market for them to be able to get into. And I got to say one thing, ZWO's done a great job of it. They've
Yep.
done a phenomenal job of doing it.
Yeah, and they're going to keep
Yeah,
on going.
and
They have
so
no
pretty much
reason to
ZWO,
stop.
that's their niche, I guess. So I guess to your point, this is their niche, is those smaller, shorter focal length, smaller refractor types that are a bit more forgiving and that are easier for maybe the real entry level starter astronomers and astro imagers and stuff like that. Because you've got, like, say, the ASI Air, which is, so easy, as easy as 1, 2, 3. So you can, you don't have to worry, work on, purchasing something like Voyager or anything like that. I mean, the AM5, look at the AM5. The AM5 is just around $2,000. So their main thing, to your point, is for ZWO, and for them being consumer grade, them being more focused on smaller, people who maybe have more modest budgets and that are, and maybe don't have that experience or that time, which is why they have the ASI Air, so it's easy just to plug in a few things, learn a few things, and, and you're off to the races as far as acquisition and everything like that. But then when you get to maybe a bit more advanced and maybe you have a bit more money to invest, that's when you start looking at, okay, the Moravians or the plane waves, or getting an action, getting, a mount such as the plane wave, or, or software bisque, or, astrophysics, those that are, maybe a bit more robust.
What you're talking about is what we would call your retirement setup.
Huh.
And we all lust for that retirement setup. You get to a certain point, you've learned by this, you spent money, like Dan says, and you go, why did I do that? Now I got to buy it again. So you get to that point where you say, okay, now I'm at a certain age, I want to get my retirement set up. And that's exactly the niche that you're talking about right there.
Yeah, for sure.
But Dan, getting back to CCD, I still have my CCD camera. I love the CCD camera. The only bad thing I don't like about it is just the read noise. Other than that, it's still a great camera. But as you said, everything evolves, right? We knew that once CMOS was coming in, you could see that it was going to definitely become the way of the future. And you're absolutely right. What's going to be the next wave of the future? And we've talked about, you can't really do much more right now in optics, right? You really push optics. You've got fluorite coatings. You've got great coatings on filters. I really think that the way of the future that we see is going to happen is going to be algorithms. Case in point, Russell Croman's Blur X. This is a game changer. So who's to say that now we don't have to obsess for hours wanting to get the best photograph we can get, when we've got algorithms now that make it just so easy to really just do 1 or 2 pushes of a keypad or a mouse movement. And you can literally say in half an hour now, you got an image that you don't really feel proud to be able to put on a metal print, right?
Exactly. And I unfortunately got rid of my last CCD camera. I sold it to a friend of mine. I sold my SBig 8300 mono. Great camera. I love it. It's 4/3. It's a decent camera. The read noise was 9, if I remember right. And another thing with CCD cameras is the download speeds of some of them are very, very slow as well. But other than that, I mean, I got some really awesome results from my S-Big 8300 mono with the what did I have? I had Astrodon filters and awesome.
And remember the 8300 chip, that really was the game changer.
Yep.
I mean, remember it started with the 1100, the SBIG 1100, then it went to the 8300. And then for us in the CCD world, it was the 16803.
Yep.
That really was the one. And then
I couldn't afford that one.
Yeah. And that was funny. If you look at FLI, right, like Finger Lakes Instruments, they really made a phenomenal camera with the 16803 chip. But now they're starting to get away from being in our particular hobby because once again, they know that their bread and butter is more in the scientific, the biological community. So even look at their filter wheels. They used to have such a wide spectrum that you could purchase filter wheels. They don't have that anymore. They're only down now to about 4 filter wheels. So they've really kind of moved past this market. And so this is where I think ZWO and QHY has looked and said, hey, this is what we can do now. This is going to be where we should focus our market and let's get into that market share. And they've done a great job of it.
We just started a poll based on a question that was sent out. How many scopes are visible in Pete's feed? 1, 2, 3, or 4? So we'll see what happens. There's a couple of people voting already, but we'll see what happens. That was Gideon's question, so I figured we'd throw that up there because I thought that was it's going back and forth between 3 and 4. I don't know, but
that's funny.
Well, do I say anything now, or should I
no?
just
Wait for them to vote. We only got 8 votes in. We got 30 people. We got 33 people watching. And just so you know, it is the end of the year, and feel free to like tip the band by hitting the dollar amount on the bottom here and throwing us some money to help the videos and all that stuff. We got 26 or $30, I guess, 30 American tonight. So thank you for the people that have donated to us, and don't forget, as also feel free to join us on Patreon. There'll be more stuff coming on there. That's gonna be a big part of what we do eventually, and we have different levels for everything, going from I think $10 or $5 up to $50 a month. So feel free to come and join us on Patreon as well. So do you count guide scopes? If I did, then you know what? We would have to raise the number a little bit. But unfortunately, right now we'll just do main scopes. All right, how about that?
Well,
looks like we may have a new.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Looks like we may have a new viewer, Sidewalk Astronomy from Netherlands. He wants to know who's Pete. Who's who?
There you go. So let's see if I can get the titles up there for you, so you can see who's who. Here we go. There's our names right there. So we got me. I'm Dan. Eric to my left. Pete, and Ernie.
Oh, Ernie.
Get down there. So no, this way. I don't know. It's so backwards here. I can't tell you. But that's who we are.
I have to admit, I made a bid on a big scope today, and I missed out on it.
Is that the one you were talking about?
That was the one. It was a Canubel Optics out of Germany, and what had happened is I guess the owner had died, and it was donated to an astronomy club. And so this gentleman had literally posted that would we be interested. It's a $25,000 scope, but he was selling it for $6,000. And it's amazing. I've lusted for one of these scopes for years, and I thought, oh my God, I got to make the bid on it, but I lost out on it by about $400.
That's horrible.
Were they bidding through eBay or something or another auction site?
What he did is he went out to like 3 or 4 distributors, and he said, hey, look, we've got the scope here. This is what the minimum is. However, we'll just kind of see who would go for it. Well, Knuble was bought out by Officina Stellari, but when they were built in Germany, they actually had the carbon fiber trusses, but on the joints, they were made out of titanium. And what was so interesting about this is that they actually had a focuser on the secondary mirror. It was such a great idea that they actually put this on there. And I thought, man, for this kind of money, I can't afford not to make it. It was a 12-inch RC. So I thought, hey, I'll make the bid on it, but I just lost out on it. And I thought, oh, man. So somebody's got a great scope. I don't know who's doing it, but I'll find out sooner or later.
So we had a question, and I don't know if it was online or if it was in the just in my email. I'm not sure if this person is watching right now, but he was asking me, excuse me, I'm sorry. I just bought a Red Cat and everything, and what kind of spacers do I need to get my camera to work on here? So the basic number here that you want to work with is 55. That's the number you want to work with here. Okay. So it's 55 millimeters from this ring here to the chip. Okay.
Yep.
Now, if you use a ZWO, you're going to have all the spaces you're going to need. You just slap on, if you have the 11 millimeter ring, this is an 11 millimeter ring here that goes on. This is the 183. So some cameras have it, some cameras do not. Find out which one you have. And if you have this, all you need is the 16.5 and the 21 millimeter spacer that comes in the camera box. Slap it on there and you're good to go. That's all you need.
Yeah. And there is on ZWO's website,
that's the 55.
The best of 55. There is a website. They do have a web page that goes through how to achieve the optimal 55 millimeter back focus for their cameras, when also using their different additional, either their spacers or their off-axis guider or their filter wheel. So check that out on their website, and you can then get everything you need if you're using a ZWO camera. It'll tell you right there what you need.
And you know what's interesting, Eric? You bring up a good point on that, because what I like about ZWO is compared to QHY. Have you noticed that the camera is 12.5 millimeters? They actually incorporate into their back focus at 17.5 is a tip plate adapter. Whereas with QHY, the camera is 17.5, and yet it's 5 millimeters for their tilt plate. So now you're at 23.5. So the ZWO really has that little bit difference that makes it if you really push for back focus distance. And so I got to give them kudos. They did a great job on that.
Yeah, they did. They figured it out pretty good. I'm trying to find out 294. Yeah, here we go. There we go. I'm just sending him the email. There we go. Just with the picture of the 55. So it looks like we have 14 votes in, trying to figure out how many scopes you have, Pete. And I don't know if you could see the poll up there. Can you see the poll?
I can't see the poll. I mean, I just see it posted, but I don't see.
Okay, so I'm gonna end the poll. It'll show in the credits in the chat what the answers were. Here you go. So 57% said 3, 42% said 4. Nobody said 1 or 2. So let us know how many scopes you have in your field of view of your camera right now. I say it's 4.
Yeah.
I think the fourth one's hidden, but I think I can see it. But
the fourth one is hitting, but we're not including guide scopes. But the fourth one is
no guide
hidden,
scopes, just main scopes.
Okay, so in other words, if I have a main scope that I'm using as a guide scope, that would be considered a primary scope, right? Because if that's the case, that would be 4.
No.
Case in point,
how many OTAs do we have?
There's actually 4, but you can't see the guide scope. It's a Stellar View 60 millimeter, and I'm using it on top of the 101 as a guide scope. This one here is for a customer. It's getting shipped out on Tuesday. It's a Takahashi 130 NFB that I had to assemble for. So
look at that.
It's a sweetheart. I mean, this thing is just a sweetheart. It's beauty. And then this one, Dan, this is the one with your camera. Like Eric, this is my Frankenscope. This is the Borg one. So with the Borg 107 here, how do I explain this thing?
Oh my gosh.
It's got a Pixis camera rotator. It's got the guide scope. It's got the Star Watcher guide scope. And then Dan, it's got your 094 on it that I'll probably end up shipping back to you here in January. But I'm just waiting for
294.
Was it 294?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, this is just a hybrid Frankenscope that I decided to put together. But actually, there's 4 scopes.
So it's 4 scopes or 3 scopes?
4. If you include the Telview 60 for the guide scope on the
no. So it's 3. It's a guide scope.
It's 3.
What's in the
scopes don't
case? What's in the case? The black case behind you, underneath the Pleiades. What's in there?
Oh, that's just that case over there. That's my power supply. When I go out to
all right, I thought that was a scope. All right, I was
It's not a scope. It's a power supply, so it's 3.
So it's 3. The answer is 3. Even though the Stellarview is a beautiful scope, he's using it a guide scope. It is not a main scope. I'm sorry.
It's not the main scope. It's not the main scope.
You know what I like though? I like Eric. I like the way that you designed your scope, and Dan, I like the way that you did your Red Cat. You know, it's funny. You look at these things and you say, okay, how can you improve upon? Hey, how do I do the wire management? You know, how do I look at ways to be able to get it? And like Eric, when you pulled that out, that was a great job on that. I mean, you got it just to a T.
Yeah.
So Dan, are you saying the number counted to should be 3?
What?
Not 4? Are you saying the number should be counted to is 3?
3.
Not 4? Not
4.
2?
I'm Jeffrey, and I'm 4 years old. No, 3.
No, Monty Python.
No. And you got a big bloody nose.
And I mean, with this one,
Monty Python.
I think I've shared this with you guys before. I even tilt, with my Fluorostar 91. This is a William Optics Fluorostar 91, 91 millimeter Apo triplet refractor. And with this one, I actually tilted for weight distribution a little easier to handle the weight distribution and the tilt that I was suffering with my CEM60. I turned the OTA to the vertical. The EAF to the vertical. So I turned, if you can see this a little easier here.
Yep.
The EAF.
Yep.
I turned it vertical to better deal with the weight distribution and to better balance it. And right now, this still has the flat 6A. This is the field flattener, just the standard field flattener with the OH with the ZWO, OAG, the large prism with the 174 millimeter mini guide camera. So if you see that here, right there, and there's the OAG right here. So I turn that a little bit.
Eric,
so there's the OAG, the large one.
Yeah. What are the riser blocks?
Oh yeah, I've got the riser blocks here. I bought these riser blocks a few years ago to give it a little bit more height, and I still had an older Losmandy dovetail from my other William Optics scopes and all the other William Optics scopes I had before this one. The ones I sold were all gold and white. So I love gold and white. I love gold. I'm like Goldfinger, gold member. I love gold.
Gold member.
I love gold. So yeah. This is awesome.
Eric,
It's got the mini scope here, and yes, here. Yeah.
What's the blue device? Is that a Pegasus on the front?
Yeah.
Of the dovetail plate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is the Pegasus Uranus Medio.
Okay. So that's what you got. Okay.
You know what would look really good color-wise with that, Eric? You know what would look great?
What's that?
I knew Dave was going to pull that out.
Why? Why, God? Why?
I'll turn it
So,
upside down. There you go.
Guys, I just need to step away for a minute. I have a minor
Yep.
pet situation I need to take care
Yep.
of. I'll
No
be right
problem.
back.
oh,
You
don't
got
worry. I've had those here too.
So
So,
I've
yeah.
got an idea for that. I got another idea for another camera for next year, and we'll throw this out for everybody. And let's just, Dan, this could be a good poll. Everybody has seen our setups, but how about we do a camera, or how about we do a calendar with everybody's setup? So what we do is we say, okay, let's have people take photographs of their setups, regardless if it's
like the
out
fireman's calendar. Is that what you said?
like a fireman's calendar, right? And what we do then is we do another, like an APOD, right, or an astral photograph of the week, or no, we'll just do it once a month. And,
Oh my
what
God!
we'll do then,
It'll end up being like Scott. It'll end up being like Scott's photo. You know what he has on our Astro World with his C14 there in his socks.
but you have to have an image. What looking through it? Scott doesn't qualify it because he has an image to it.
Exactly, Gideon. It's pimp
Pimp my rig. Pimp my rig. There you go. So you know what?
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're gonna do a pimp my rig thing.
Let's do it. That's
That'd
what
be
we'll call it.
awesome.
Pimp my rig.
And whoever has curb feelers on the tripod wins. Someone's gonna have the
dingleberries hanging from it.
Yeah, they'll have the pimp. They'll pimp it out so much they're gonna get like a adjustable Pure Tech. They're gonna put it on shockwave. They're gonna put it on shock. That's funny. Hey, Charity, how you doing? Gideon, what's up, man? We're going a little off here. That's all right. We're having fun tonight. It's the last show of the year. It's the last one. And just so you know, everybody, guess what? Guess what we did today?
What did we do today?
1,501 subscribers today.
Wow,
we broke the 1,500. There we go. Actually, do we have more? Oh, nope, we lost one. 1,500.
So we're still at 1.5, man.
Yep.
We're at 1.5.
1.5 million. No, 1,000.
Dennis has got a good point. You can have an image and an equipment rig. Pimp my rig with the image. I love it.
There you go.
That's his catalog.
Well, just so you know, just so everybody actually believes that I actually listen to the people in the chat.
I quickly subbed.
Is that what it was? Eric unsubbed quick. He's like, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Going home.
but
1501, screw it. 1,500.
Dude, Pete, unsubscribe. We'll go $14.99. I'll go, oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, but what was I saying? So the page for the member page is in the works. So meet our members. It is in the works. We're working on it. I'm getting ready to contact people if they would like to be involved. A lot of it's going to be on the Discord channel. So please, if you're not with us on Discord, please be, involved, because there is some information on there that comes across show-wise, guest bookings, all that stuff. If you want to get, the AstroWorld exclusive first, you need to be on the Discord channel. So, it's starting to become our outlet for information, either giving it to you as part of the show or getting it when you have issues. So, I mean, feel free to come join us. We have 105 people on there. Well, probably after I'm done talking about it, we probably got about 103 because somebody is going to quit. But
okay. Okay. David just brought up a great point. We've got 37 watching right now. I want all 37 of you, if you haven't already, to click that thumb up button. Click, give us a thumbs up. I want to see that max out to the 36 or 37 that we have already watching right now.
Okay.
I want to see that number rise. I want to see that thumbs up number rise. I got 28 so far. I got 28, 28, can I get 29, can I get 29, 29, 29, 29, 30, 30, I got 30, I got 30, 30, 30, yeah, we got 30, we got 30, can I get 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, give me, hey, there, I got 31, got 31, give me 32, give me 32. I can't hear you now. Come on now. Wait a minute.
Oh, you had somebody unsubscribe. You had 31.
What in the world?
So, somebody went like this.
They were like, unlike Gideon. Unlike. Oh my goodness.
Hey, there's one topic that we haven't discussed, and I've noticed this, but since we've all shown our scopes, and Eric, you just reminded me to bring this up. Dan, pull up your scope. Eric, pull up your scope. Let's talk about cable management.
Oh my
because
God.
that really is a big issue. What do we all do for cable management? And maybe kind of discuss what you've done with cable management here. I mean, look at that, Dan. I mean, that thing looks like it looks like an octopus.
Well, it's a little bit, so what I do a lot is I use these guys here.
And explain what those are.
These you could get from, I believe I got these from Alex Tech on Amazon. You can get them on. They're braided, split. They're split in the middle, so you can fit the cable. Let me see if I have another one like this one here. You could actually put the cables inside, so it really gets away from. I mean, I made this a little bit long. You could make them a lot shorter than this because I'm still not done with the cable management here, but this one's done. This one has all of my dew heater cables, and they're all. Dave, where's Dave? Where's Dave Barnett where you need him? Oh, there he is. There's Dave. He saw the zip ties, so he had to say something. I have zip ties right here. There's a zip tie, but you know what? They're not around the wires, Dave. They're not around the wires. So it's like, you gotta take care of the wires. You gotta be nice. But that's what I do, and I use these guys to kind of bunch up cables. So, you don't have this goes to the mount. This goes to the mount cables, the power and the USB. But everything's pretty much attached, so it keeps everything up above the saddle. So nothing drags. The only thing that drags down is the one power cable from your ASI air.
Yep,
and that's it. Everything else, you got these two cables that go to my EQ6 or 8R, whichever one I'm using at the time, because it's the same power cable.
Yep.
And that's
so
it.
Dan, talk about where did you get the split cables? Because I'm sure people would be interested in talking to you about where you ordered that and what size did you get?
Amazon. Amazon sells them in two different sizes. It's a 3/4 inch round or a 1 inch round. And you could get them, and I think I got them, I want to say it was 25 feet for like $12. So it's not that expensive, and you can cut them up. You just use, I have a whole bunch of it up there, and it's good for like 3 rigs or something. You can, you can just sit there and just make as much as you want. Pretty good.
So, yeah. So here, if I share my screen here real quick, I'm going to share my screen here really quick. And this is to what Dan was saying right here. The Alex Tech, mine are the 1/2 inch.
As a 1/2 inch too. That's right.
They're the hoarded. They're the 1/2 inch cord protectors, and they're split. And you can get them in different lengths, and in different sizes, all the way up to 1 1/4 inches. And these are up to like 25 feet. And so, yeah, you can get them right there on Amazon, really relatively inexpensive.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what I use here. And another thing that I use, and I can show this a little bit, is I use a lot of short cables.
Yep.
Let me see if I can bring these up. So I'll use a lot of the shorter USB, Charlie and USB-A cables. These are probably no more than 3 foot or 1.5 foot. But cables that are much shorter, so you don't have that so the transmission distance isn't as long as it as long as maybe your ZWO cables that you purchase. And even with my douche strap, sometimes they come with really, they're just made with really long, cables, right? So you have these really long cables here.
Right.
And so sometimes you just have to wrap them around the OTA sometimes, so to try to manage that, because they give you like 10 feet of cable.
I know, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It really is. I mean,
anything you can do is, because it's attached to the dew heater, is that all you can do is just wrap it around the OTA. But
and that's why I did this too. I put both of these are dew cables right in here for this and for this, and I zigzagged them back and forth, and then just got them as small as I can. Is it the best thing for the cable? No, but you know what? It's a dew strap. What's it really gonna do? That could be a big deal.
And and I keep things as tight as I possibly can, and I use as short of a length as I possibly can. When it comes to the cables that I buy lots of cables from Cables to Go, Monoprice, Amazon, you name it. I've got cables upon cables. Not just because I'm an IT guy, but it's a lot because of this stuff, just to manage things. And I usually I have my power cable. So I basically, like on my pier, I've got 3 cables, but they're loomed as well. The power cable for the ASI Air, the my Ethernet cable, and my mount, and the cable for the mount, the USB cable for the mount. And they're all just tied together. And
the testosterone is starting to come out. Hey, Josh, you're next. Where's your rig? We got to see your rig.
I can't hear you. My headpiece is out. I had to go run out and get that because somebody was saying it was a show off. So I said, all right, I had to go look at it. So
I know, right? It's like, okay, you want to go there?
My rig's out in his astronomy shelf outside.
I tell you what, there's just too much testosterone going around right now.
Hold on. I see if I can get this one too. Hold on.
Oh God, here we go.
That's nice.
You know what? Nine. I'll see your little refractor, and I'll raise you a rasa.
Oh! You could keep that tilt. You could have it.
I'll raise you a rasa. How about that? And
I love this show. I swear.
So
it's green.
I mean, seriously, cable management is one of the biggest things for me. Even when it comes to the rasa, I'm using the split, the cable management split loom just right here as well. And then of course, then I have the end of it for the actual camera. And I mean, and like I say, even for the my guide scopes and everything, especially the USB-C mini guide scopes that use USB-C, this is it. If you can get just the shortest cables as you possibly can, that makes sense. Get those.
Yep.
So
have any of you ever ever cut down your dew heater cables? Tried to cut them down and resolder them and
I have
Me
not.
personally, no. No, I have not.
I haven't had the courage to do so, although I probably could do that. You know, how hard is it? Cut it, splice them together, heat therm them, and plug them back in.
Famous last words. How hard is it?
Yeah,
But then, of course, you've got the
I'm not even
zigzag
gonna
or the serpentine.
Yeah, I'm not going to say who said that to me the last time, but
Yeah.
let's see. Could mark some flowers, decorate the home. Yeah, the C14. Yeah, they're making fun of Scott and the C14. That poor guy.
I know. I mean, I swear to God, I built that rig for him. I shipped it out to him, and that was back in 2019.
I know.
And we haven't even had an image yet. I want to see an image so bad from his setup just to see what it looks like because it's a beautiful rig, man.
I mean, he did
gorgeous
that
rig.
one shot of M51, which was like 2 images, and that's all he got. And that was it.
Oh, man.
Now, does he shoot Hyperstar or does he?
He has one, but he chooses not to.
He shoots full.
He shoots at the back. Yep.
At the back. We just got an Edge 14 at our club.
Okay.
And
you know what would be funny? We do a calendar, right? We do a calendar of everybody's rig, and we'll put Scott's on the front cover saying, just maybe we'll get to see what an image looks like from this beast.
No, you know what I'll do? I'll Photoshop a skeleton right next to the C14 and said, if I could only get a clear sky. Oh yeah, I live in Florida. Sorry, Scott, if you're watching, man. We love you, man.
Absolutely. Hey, seriously, let's do that though. Let's just do a calendar for next year. If people are interested, if they want to do images as well as everybody's rig, let's just have people throw in their rigs, and it'd be kind of fun just to kind of see what it looks like.
You know, and
yeah, I mean, maybe it'll be something like, a smaller picture within, a smaller picture along with their picture of the month, maybe a picture of them with their rig, there next to the picture of the month. So it's all that. Here's the month, and there's the winner in their rig of what they use to take that photo, and the photo itself, the winning monthly photo.
Okay.
Yep.
We could absolutely do that. That's easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be a kind of a cool little thing. So that's something we can work on, Dan, and we'll definitely plan it for 2023 then. So and maybe we should ask everybody, is there anything else that maybe the viewer membership would like from us? Please. I mean, if you've got any ideas, type it in, let us review it and see what we think, because we're looking for ideas on what we want to do to improve upon the show and what we can actually do to kind of make it, more interesting.
Yeah,
see,
sure.
Josh said next year the images should also have the photographer with the rig. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, absolutely. The winning Powerball numbers. Mark.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mark, are you going to get a Delta row when you win that?
I tell you.
I'm gonna shoot you,
buddy. If I get those Powerball numbers and I'm winning that sucker, trust me, there's a couple people I'm calling. First person I'm calling is Wayne, to get my Pod S.
Oh, you're not calling your wife?
No, because she's already going to be here with me.
I thought you were.
Good save.
I'm going to she's already going to be right there. Because trust me, she's going to be making her own list too. So it'll be Wayne with the Pod S. That'll be my first call. Second call will be Pete. Saying, all right,
this is what I want, Pete.
Wave. This is time to get the plane wave.
I have to share this story with you because about 8 months ago, I was on Cloudy Nights and I was responding to this customer that was interested in talking about plane wave. 2 weeks later, I get a call and he goes, Pete, he said, I want to order 4 Delta rows. I go, Craig, are you serious? He goes, yep. He said, I want to order 4 and I'm going to order the cameras and I'm going to order the filter wheels. And I said, Craig, I'm just kind of curious. Can I see what your rig looks like? This guy has custom designed a mount to actually hold 4 Delta rows.
Wow.
And what he's got RGB he's going to get another one that he's going to put up on top, and that'll be for his narrowband. I'm going, and he's in Novato.
It's going to be almost like the Dragonfly. You ever seen the Dragonfly setups?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be like the Dragonfly setups. Those are crazy.
Yeah. But what he did is he actually built a working model where he actually had the mount. He had the cutouts, cardboard cutouts with the actual shape of the Delta Rose, how he was going to actually place this on this. And I said, when you get the last one, I'm coming out to see this because I want to get some camera images of this. And as I
it's
said,
gonna be sick.
It's going to be incredible to see. But he's going to have 5 Delta Rows, man. It's going to be incredible.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, unless if I win the lotto, that's not happening. So
yeah.
Actually, probably even when I win the lotto, Jem won't let me do that. Unless if it's like maybe if it's like the 1 billion, the 1 billion winner, that maybe that, but anything less than 500 million, forget about it. I ain't getting that.
Oh
man.
Oh man, that's
funny. That great expert. I gotta see what that's all about. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what's going on with this ASI Mini eventually. It's gonna be kind of cool.
Yes. Yep. It'll be in, see if it hook that sucker up and see how see how it handles, see how your Wi-Fi does.
Yeah, I don't even need clear skies to do this test, which is why I'm doing it.
No, you don't.
So because my skies suck. So I mean, this is
the skies are gonna. I think that for me, I think the skies always suck after Christmas because everybody's buying all their new stuff. So it's like everybody's bought their stuff, and so you've got clouds all throughout January.
Yep.
As punishment for everybody who's bought something, for Christmas. So I was like, all right, I just have to wait till February.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is that I can tell you over the past like 10 years, I've imaged probably 6 or 7 of the New Year's Eves in the past like 10 years. I've done like 7. It's been pretty clear for New Year's Eve, whatever, nice. New Year's Day,
Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately, this ain't going to be one of them.
Yeah, no, this is definitely that. Thank God, I just got home from the liquor store, so I'm good. So,
well, Eric, I've got another target for you for maybe late spring and summer. Okay, it's SNR G065.2 plus 05.7.
What the hell?
Is that the one?
The Little Veil
I think I've heard about this one.
The Little Veil Nebula. You got
the Little Veil. Okay.
The Little Veil. I mean, it's in Cygnus, but it's a little veil, and I guarantee you that with what you're doing right now with CTB1, you're going to like this one as well.
Yeah. This is going to be insane. I've seen this one, and oh my gosh, is it faint?
It's real faint, but I tell you what, though, with what you're doing right now, it'd be great late spring to early summer. Yeah, actually, right through the summer, because like what you're doing right now, right? You're imaging, Able 85 right through the winter, right? You're getting enough data on it, so that would be something that this would be really interesting to see as well.
Yeah, as long as the clouds cooperate, which they haven't been for the past couple of weeks, but yeah, as long as I can get some data on it, I'm going for it, but for sure. But yeah, there's absolutely another faint, supernova remnant that it's like, oh yeah, and it's going to be something.
It's funny. I think that Mike Barber might have been lurking in the show because he actually just emailed me saying, "Oh yeah, I got your wheel. I sent it out to get repaired." I said,
"Oh really?"
Yeah. So apparently it's in China right now getting repaired, I guess, or wherever they repair things. But he offered, and this is what great customer service is. He offered. He has another CFWL in his stockroom that he said he's willing to send it to me, and he'll keep mine when it comes back.
That's a good thing. That's what Mike does. He's really good about that.
So
Nice.
So I told him, yeah, just send it to me as long as it works. That's fine. You know. Let's see. And we got to do picture of the week and the giveaway still.
Yep, here we go.
All right.
that
So
time.
let's take a look at the picture of the week real quick. Let me pull it up real quick. Because we only had 2 again. And I know this was the same thing as last year. It was very slow from like mid-December to like mid-January with people putting in their pictures for picture of the week, holidays and that kind of stuff. And it happens. But everybody put in your pictures because this is the last picture of December, last picture of the week for December. So that means this is the first picture of the month for the 2024 calendar. Okay, because we're doing December to December, so we can get it out quicker. But we only have 15 votes also for the picture of the week, and I was looking at the ones from March. March was pretty slow too for someone, I guess, because that's when we started it. But let's take a look and see what the pictures of the week were. And here's the website. And just so everybody knows, right at the beginning of the website, you could buy. If you haven't bought one, I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who has purchased an AstroWorld calendar already, featuring the pictures of the month for 2022. Really, really cool. We sold about 15 so far, and they haven't even been printed yet. So thank you for everybody for the pre-orders. That's awesome. I'm hoping to get them out within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Definitely by my birthday. Everybody remember my birthday, February 1st. Don't forget it. But you can buy it right here. You could just click on this, buy now, and you can buy your AstroWorld calendar. But as far as what we're here for, we go to the image contest, and let's see. So a picture of the week. The first one was Malot 15 by Dave Schaefer. And the next one was The Elephant Trunk by Josh Kovac. And those are the only 2, I think. Yep, that's it. 15 votes. All right, so let's see what we got. Image of the week ends December 30th. Here we go. 15 votes in. Let's see. This is going to be a surprise for me. I haven't even looked at it all week. So here we go. The winner is Malot 15 with 14 out of the 15 votes.
All right, then.
Congratulations, Dave, for another picture of the week winner. Malot 15. There we go. Nice job, Dave. And then we go to the Masters of Pixinsight giveaway. And we have it right here. 141 people still. No new ones in the past 2 days. Same as Wednesday. But here we go. Winner for the free class. And the winner goes to Bill Schlein. Let's see, Bill.
All right. Congrats.
SCHLEINMOP. Congratulations to Bill. And great. Yeah, man. I would love to see that Masters of Pixinsight go to over 200 people. That would be nice. But free classes. Send it out to all your astronomy groups. Get people involved in the AstroWorld community, because we give away free stuff every week.
Yes, sir.
And anything in the chat? Can I send hi? Let's see. Thank you, Mike. Congratulations. Congrats. My buddy Gideon. I wish to buy a calendar. You can buy a calendar. And just so everybody knows, I believe everyone's choosing local economy shipping for $4.99. That may cover it. If it doesn't cover it, you will be getting a PayPal invoice for the difference, depending on where you live. So just so it is in the description that you're going to receive a PayPal invoice for shipping. But just so you know, you're probably not going to get shipped to the Netherlands for $5. So just so we're aware of that. Sorry, Gideon. Apologize. You can choose the Netherlands, really. All right. Well, you know what? Let me check that out, Gideon. That's a Shopify thing. I will get the Netherlands put on there. I thought I did. So let me fix that, and I'll throw the country code on for that for you. And let's see. Somebody's talking about socks, but anyway, we have 38 people watching tonight, so that's pretty decent. So I'm gonna put this all to our special guest Ernie, for getting us over 35. So
yeah, it must be the glare.
That's right. We'll get the powder next time. We'll we'll do the we'll get the makeup person out there for you. But
Ernie, what I got a quick question for Ernie.
Yeah.
What project have you been working on over the holiday or this winter? What project or plans of what do you have planned for the winter if you haven't got the project started yet?
I don't have fresh data that I'm working on as far as a project, just because of the way the weather's been. So I have some data from our observatory at our club. Took of ARP 273, the Rose. And so I'm working on that. I actually use Sky Safari. I create an observing list every season, and I just load it with winter targets, the Christmas tree nebula, the rosette. I'm still new, and I've also kind of my processing skills and acquisition skills are rapidly changing and getting better. So I kind of going over and I want to reshoot the Pleiades. I want to reshoot targets and reprocess them and try to get a better result. So I have a pretty lengthy list based on how summer went. I'll probably get to like a quarter of that list, but unfortunately, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's really tough, during. I totally agree with you. It's really difficult during the winter. Although the winter is it's the best time to image, but also it's the most difficult time to image because of the low clouds, the low cloud cover and everything that you have every winter. But to your point, going back, especially, going and as we grow, we tend to go back to several of the benchmark targets, to see how we've progressed, over every year. So yeah.
So I got the usual winter suspects on there. Orion. I also have I live near trees, so I'm on the wrong side of the street. On the other side of the street's farm and open land, and I'm right up against trees, so I don't have a great horizon. But I'm hoping to shoot from observatory. We got a MP101, and I'm hoping to shoot stuff like that's lower, like the seagull and things like that.
Gotcha.
That's one thing I want to try to get. Thor's helmet. I want to try to get that.
Yeah. I got two that I want to work on. I want to do Thor's helmet, which I tried to do last year, but I didn't have a focal length I really needed to do that. You know what I mean? It's small. I can get in there and I can kind of crop it, but it's just you don't get the detail and the resolution that you kind of want to get with some. So now that I have, I got the AP scope. I think that's going to be my first. If I ever get my filter wheel back, that'll be my first image with that. That's my plan. And I want to do with the ASCAR. I want to do the Witch Head.
Okay.
Those are the two that I want to work on. This one, and I think the Witch Head is going to be my first mosaic, first 2-panel mosaic, up and down.
Do you have the reducer for the?
No.
Do you have the reducer?
No, that's why it's going to be a mosaic. So, because I want to get the whole hat I want to get the whole hat, because that thing is if you look at that nebula, man, that thing is long. That thing that hat just keeps on going. It's like, it's crazy.
Well, Dan, you're pretty close then. You should definitely do SH2308 as well.
Which one? 308?
2308.
Which one is that? That the spaghetti?
SH2308. You're so close. You might as well do that one as well.
Oh, the dolphin. That's right. Yeah, the dolphin side.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you're only just you're so close to it.
Well, there you go. There's 3 then. All right. Let's see. Yeah, the dolphin head's a cool one. I like the one. That's a great image. I really love that.
It is. Yeah. That Wolverine star, and I mean, It's just basically all 03. So you'll have a time of your life doing that.
Yep. ASCAR focal length is only 400. So
that's a great scope. A very good friend has the 500 and the 400.
Does he like the 500?
He loves them both.
Yeah.
He takes some really amazing images. He's one of the better astrophotographers, probably the best deep sky guy in our club.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're coming up on 10 o'clock, it looks like. Everybody, and listen, if you haven't gotten one, I know Ernie's wearing his, but if you haven't gotten the AstroWorld tour shirt, you only have 2 more days. You have 2 days left to get it. It's going off the market January 1st. So it's going to be off for sales. And then we're going to get the check out to, who is it? Central Appalachian. So Central Appalachian won the donations for the shirts. We pulled that at Astropalooza. And that they're going to get all of the profits that we had. I think we sold about 20 shirts. So it'll we only made about $6 a shirt. So it's going to be about $130 or something like that, whatever. So cool. I saw that, Jay. I saw you got the bubble stickers. I saw that. So, but, and again, if you want any AstroWorld swag, please feel free to go to the AstroWorld store and get whatever you want. Yeah, I saw that. They had for some reason they had a VAT or not a VAT. It was some sort of customs tax going. Only one person not complained, but told me about it, was that there was a customs things going to Canada for a t-shirt. Now, I've never seen this before. So we've had other people in Canada order the shirts and didn't get charged for it. And we have people with Canada that were charged for it. So I guess they just pick and choose what they want to, what they want to let through, what they don't. So I don't know. Import taxes suck. They're horrible. It's a Trudeau thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that. so I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the laws. I don't even follow most of them, but unfortunately, we got to do what we got to do, and it sucks. But what are you gonna do? All I got to say is that Islanders won 3 in a row. Toronto's hitting the tank. We got Toronto. They're not gonna make it to the playoffs. They ain't gonna make it. Anyway, final thoughts. It's 10 o'clock. Let's round this sucker up. Eric, go for it. What do you got?
Oh no, just thank you everybody for a great year. I mean, Dan, Pete, Ernie, thank you for joining us, man. Really appreciate it. But Dan, Pete, it's been a great year. I can say that I'm truly blessed to have some awesome people to work with and great friends here, as through our viewer membership, as well as to work with on these shows. So I am so looking forward to 2023 and looking forward to having a great year, and can't wait to see what it has in store for us. But happy New Year, everybody. And get out there, and if you can, I know it's tough right now, but if you can, Image, do it for me, man, because right now I can't, because it is cloudy.
All right, Pete, we'll leave our guest of honor last. So,
Well, you know what? Hey, you know what? We got an idea here. This is another idea for next year. Ernie, having you on as a guest, this has really just kind of made the light bulb go off. Why don't we do this once a month? We'll have one of our members come on as a guest.
yeah,
That's not a bad
actually, we
idea.
spoke about that a couple of times about having a member presentation night.
Absolutely. Let's do it. I mean, we want to do this as real active participation. And as I said, having Ernie on has been a great idea. But I mean, we've got how many members that if any of the members have an idea that they would like to definitely say, hey, you know what, I've got an idea for a presentation, got maybe a PowerPoint, let's invite them on. I'd say let's do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm all for it. You know what? And not for nothing, it's less work for us. But let's call it how it is. But I mean, no, but absolutely, I do. I really always, and Eric is on the same. I know you're on the same page. I know Tim when he was here, because Tim's got his following in the chat as well. I'm trying to get Tim to come back on one night. But you know what? It's always been, how do you coordinate the information and how you get, all these people to come in together at night and just hang out and watch and talk about astrophotography. And that's great. The best way to do that is to have that interactive part of it. And,
Exactly.
So that being said, we already got 2 people, and now we got Josh and Dylan that said, yep, I'm down. I know Ernie's down. That's not a problem. He's in.
Yeah.
And, I think it'd be great, because I think that all you people, all you guys and girls in the chat, and those that are watching later on, you guys are why we're here. We're not here for any other reason. If we only had 50 subscribers, this would have been done 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And this is all a tribute to the people that have been watching us over the past 3 years. And honestly, I think it's really important that we get the group more involved into, making presentations and talking about what they do, not only what their successes are, but what their struggles are, which is what a lot of people are going to be learning from.
Yep. In case in point, Dan, is maybe this is what we should do here. The very first show that we do next year, people maybe have an idea of what you and I do, but like with Eric, maybe Eric does a little bio, do a little, talk about what you do. Dan, same with you, so that at least now people know exactly who they're talking to. And then in the case of Ernie, a lot of people probably know you from the chat, but they don't know exactly what you're involved in. So I think that what we should do is we should definitely do something like this if we ever decide to have a guest, that we should talk about what it is that they do, what their specialty is. So, we've got some raw ideas here about what we can definitely do for some ideas for next year.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great year next year. We not only do we break 1,000 this year, we broke 1,500 this year as well.
Yep.
I mean, it's really, don't you remember the first 2 years? We're like, all right, we got 572 subscribers here, and we got 4 last week, and now we got 9 in the month, and now we're getting like 150 in the last 28 days. I mean, it's been great.
But Dan, as you said, Dan, look at the guests we have. The guests love to be on this show. They like the format of the show. When they come on, they're very informative, and you call them up, we say, hey, we need you back on. Oh, absolutely. You let me know when you want me back on. They love being on the show.
I know, it's great.
We have a great forum right now that what we need to do is we need to say is how can we improve upon it? and we have ideas, but more importantly, I guess it's from the viewer membership. What is it that you guys want us to do? Because really, we're at your mercy to say, hey, what can we do to improve to make this better for everybody? Educational, make it fun, giggles and laughs. I mean, we do know that we want to definitely, like Dan and Eric, we'll probably do a serious little segment once a month about
Yep.
maybe doing some presentations, but we don't really want to kind of give up the free format that we have,
Exactly.
because I think that's what people like.
Agreed. All right, Ernie, what you got, man? You've had about 10 minutes to think of something. So,
Well, first of all, I want to wish all of you guys and everyone out in the chat that's watching, happy New Year. Best wishes for a safe New Year, and best wishes for a happy and healthy 2023 with maybe a few more clear skies. Would be nice. And you know what? If you're out there, collect a few extra photons for me, because I got nothing but clouds. But no, this was a blast. Thank you very much for let me come back on. I think this is a lot of fun, and it's definitely a blast. I think Pete's idea is a great one. I think for those people that would want to come on, I think that doing that once in a while, I think would be welcome. I think so. Again, best wishes for 2023 and clear skies.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's dude. It's you know what? And one of the best things about doing a show is meeting people. Like I was all over the two countries in a couple of months ago, meeting people that I met through AstroWorld. And it's crazy what the people that we touch and we meet and we impact. It's really amazing. I think it's really cool, and it's actually it's actually quite humbling when you go meet these people that you would have never met had the internet or whatever existed. It wouldn't have happened. There was no way I'm going up to Buffalo, Ernie. There's no way. It's not even on my radar.
Our summers are awesome.
I went there for summer. I was up in. It started with an A, not Amherst.
Amherst?
Amherst.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amherst. I was up there, and went up there, and I went into Anchor Bar, and did the whole Buffalo wing thing, and the whole thing. But forget about Buffalo. I would have never gone to Chicago to meet Eric, or Canada to meet Ron and Sean and Pete and all these people, and get all these friendships together. And it's really super. It's really cool. I think it's cool. It's freaking great. And then don't forget Scott at Niagara. I met up with Scott too over in Niagara Falls too. Unreal.
Oh, and just think like people like Gideon and Beatrice and Sidewalk Astronomy, folks from other parts of the world. It's and it's so cool. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. And everybody, I'm going to Starfest this year. I'm going to Canada for Starfest in August. So I'm going. It's already in the books. So all right, everybody. Well, let's wrap this up here, because Queensrÿche. I'm going to see Queensrÿche in April. Anyway,
did you see his silent comment?
Yeah, the silent.
He said something about silent flatulation. I said, "Is that a Queensrÿche?"
Well, the silent fluctuation was a tip to last week, I think. Yeah, silent lucidity was a fave. For those die-hard Queensrÿche fans, we called silent lucidity silent stupidity, because it was their freaking. They sold out with that song. They sold out so bad. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. That's it. But everybody, seriously, on a serious note, with 210 in, thank you, everybody, all you listeners, your hardcores, your new people, everybody that's out there. Thank you so much for 2022 and moving forward, 2023, 4, 5. We're what? 3 years in this never-ending pandemic and this whole craziness that we've gone through. It's been awesome learning from the people in the chat, learning from the people that present, and meeting everybody, and it's just been awesome. You know, it's really great. So thank you everybody for the support. Looking way forward to a lot of really cool stuff happening in 2023. Don't forget NEAF in April. We're going to be there, and it's going to be really, really out of this world. It's going to be. I'm so psyched. But everybody, have a good night. I could talk all night. You know me. I can babble. I don't. You know. I just do that. That's the New Yorker in me. That's a Long Islander in me. And everybody, have a good night. Have a safe new year. You and your families enjoy 2023, and we'll see you next time. And as always, remember, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Wednesday night with Don Goldman. Have a good night, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.